Hey guys, welcome back everybody. So today we have another scenario-based question of EIGRP protocol. So let's understand the scenario. So I have a router 1 running right now, router 2 and router 3 also. So if you see that router 1 and router 2 is running with the EIGRP AS number 1, and router 1 and router 3 also running with the EIGRP AS number 2. Now the interesting point what we have over here, this network that we have between the R2 and R3, the 34.0/24 network, which is present in the EIGRP number 1. At the same time, it's present in the EIGRP number 2 as well. Now, what happened in that case? R2 is going to advertise this route to the R1, right? 10.1.34.0/24 network via the EIGRP number 1. Same thing, what happened? R3 also going to advertise this route to the R1 via the EIGRP number 2, right? In that case, what happened? R1 is going to maintain the two topology table, one for the EIGRP number 1, another for the EIGRP number 2. So in the EIGRP number 1 topology table, we will receive the route 10.1.34.0/24. And in the EIGRP number 2, also we want to receive the route 10.1.34.0/24. In that case, what would happen? Right. The router 1 is going to perform the dual algorithm. And what router 1 will do that? The router 1 is going to make this route as the best one. So whenever the EIGRP router will receive the prefix, right, from the two different autonomous system number, or we can call it the process ID, in that case, what happened? Lower is more preferred. Understand with another example. Let's say example, we have router number 1, and I'm receiving the 1.0.0/8 route with the AS number 1, or we can call it the process ID 1. Same way, what happened? Router 1 also receiving the 1.0.0/8 route with the AS number 2 right now, a process ID 2. In that case, what happened? Router 1 always give the preference to this one, the lower autonomous system number. Doesn't matter what metric we have. So metric never comes in the picture, not even the internal external route as well. So ACE number comes in the picture, right? So let's have a do the practical as well. So let me configure everything in the notepad. Oh, this is the previous one. So I can configure the router 1 as a config interface of 0/0 IP address will be 10.112.1/24. And then we have our interface get 0/1, which is the 10.130.1/24. All good. And interface, I don't have any loopback. I'll configure the router EIGRP over here. I'm going to put this guy, EIGRP router ID will be 101 for the router number 1. And I'm going to configure this guy, the 10.112.0. That's all. Same thing, I'm going to configure the router EIGRP number 2. EIGRP router ID will be, I'm going to configure this guy, the 11.11.11.11.11, 10.113.0 as well. Right? That's good. So in the EIGRP number 1, I advertise this network. And in the EIGRP number 2, I advertise the 13.0 as well. Now, so the exit over here. Now on R2, also the router EIGRP number 1. And so the EIGRP router ID will be 2.2.2.2.2. I'm going to advertise my network over here. I'm going to advertise my network over here as well. That's good. I forget to configure the IP address on the R2. Interface get 0/0. IP address will be 10.112.2/24. No shutdown. Interface get 0/1. IP address will be 10.130. Come on. 34.3/24. It's 3. It should be. Oh, that's fine. I'll take example of the 34.2 right now. That's good. And no shutdown. Same thing on the router 3 now. We have. On router 3, I have a interface get 0/0. Right? I have IP address 10.130.3/24. No shutdown. Interface get 0/1. IP address will be 10.134.39. And all good. Then I'll configure the router EIGRP number 2 right now. EIGRP router ID will be 3.3.3.3. Network I have a 13.0. And here we go. Network I have a 34.0. All good. So I did enable this interface and this interface in the EIGRP number 2, right? And same thing in the EIGRP number 1, I enable this interface and this interface as well. Now let's copy and paste this configuration, right? So on the router number 1, I'll copy this configuration and I'll put it in the R1. Enable and run fictive hostname router 1. Here we go. Same thing on the router number 2 now. Right. On router 2, I'll say the enable configure on the hostname R2 and I'll configure the command line. Okay, there was a mistake over here. Sorry. It should be. All done. And then finally, we have a router 3 as well, right? And our router 3, we have this guy. Hosting R3 and configure this guy. That's fine, right? So EIGRP has been configured. So if you just have a look on the router number one is going to form the two neighborship. Show IP, EIGRP neighbor. I have a two neighborship. One neighborship I have with the router number 2, which is this guy. Another neighborship I have with the router number 3. And both have a different autonomous system number, right? Now you can see the show IP EIGRP topology table as well, right? You can see that in the EIGRP topology is number 1 right now. I'm getting this route 34.0. I'm getting it right now. The normal FD we have. And if you see the EIGRP is number 2 right now, the 11.11.11, that's I have a route ID for this guy. 2 topology table, I have it. So this is for the EIGRP 1 topology table. This is for the EIGRP 2 topology table. And what you can see that this route is a normal right now. Okay. But if you see in the EIGRP topology table 2 right now, this route is a zero successor route. It's a FD in infinity. Don't worry, I'll make a separate video on the zero successor route, what we call this guy and why this zero successor route comes in the picture. So now you can see that I have both information, right? 34.0 we have over here and 34.0 we have over here. But this route has a metric will be infinity, right? Infinity metric will be never considered, right? It's not a best route. So if not a best route, I'm not going to install in my routing table. So even my metric is C, right? I'm not doing the load balancing, right? Even I'm not installing this path in my routing table as well. So you can see that so I can do EIGRP, or maybe so I could just put the command. You can see that I have only this route coming from the 12.2, which is the AS number 1, right? Why I'm not installing the bottom-up path? Because the bottom-up path has a FD infinity because of the zero successor route. Okay. You can also see one more thing. If I'm going to shut down this guy, right? If I'm going to shut down this guy, then what happened? This path automatically comes in the picture. Shut down it. Right? My neighbor is down right now. And you can see the do show IP root EIGRP. This path came from the 13.3 from this side. So it's a normal metric right now. 0.9 seconds ago, I learned this route. And also you can see do show IP EIGRP topology. It's a normal one, right? But as soon as I'm going to turn on this interface, let me bring this back. This path, right? This interface is work right now. So this path will go in the infinity. And again, router 1 is going to prefer this route. So do show IP root EIGRP. Awesome. And the same one, do show IP EIGRP to close the table. So the conclusion is very simple. So when the router is going to receive, this is the router 1, it's receiving the route from the ACE number 2 and receiving the route from the ACE number 1 as well. So I'm giving the lower autonomous system as a preference. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video.